Hi everyone, in this video you will get to know all about Aditya L1 mission, its objective and uniqueness, which Lagrange point used and why, spacecraft trajectory to reach L1, various science payloads used for the study. So if you have interest in the space exploration and various scientific studies, please watch the video till the end. And if you like the video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Let us start with what is Aditya L1 mission. So it is the first Indian space-based observatory class solar mission to unlock the mysteries of the sun. Wait, mysteries? But hang on, why do we need to study sun from space? The sun emits radiation and light across a wide spectrum of wavelengths as well as energetic particles and magnetic fields. So Earth's atmosphere and its magnetic field serve as protective barriers, effectively blocking many harmful forms of radiations, particles and fields. So due to this shielding effect, certain types of radiations do not reach the Earth's surface, making it impossible for instruments on Earth to detect them. Consequently, scientific investigations focused on these specific radiations related to solar studies face limitations. Nevertheless, conducting these studies becomes feasible by conducting observations beyond Earth's atmosphere in space. By doing so, researchers can bypass the atmospheric filtering and directly capture these otherwise inaccessible radiations. Likewise, comprehending the behavior of solar wind particles and the sun's magnetic field as they traverse interplanetary space requires measurements taken from a location unaffected by Earth's magnetic influence. This is the reason wherein Aditya L1 spacecraft is planned to be placed in a halo orbit around the Lagrangian point 1, that is L1, of the Sun-Earth system, which is about 1.5 million kilometers away from the Earth. The Aditya L1 mission will be launched by ISRO's PSLV-XL rocket from Satish Dhawan Space Center, Char, Sriharikota. PSLV-XL rocket payload fairing includes the spacecraft Aditya L1. Stored view is a stage when the spacecraft is inactive, and the deployed view is a stage when the spacecraft is active. Okay, so now let's understand what are Lagrange points. So for a two-body gravitational system, the Lagrange points are the positions in space where a small object tends to stay if put there. These points in space for a two-body system such as Sun and Earth can be used by the spacecraft to remain at these positions with reduced fuel consumption. So technically, at Lagrange points, the gravitational pull of the two large bodies equals the necessary centripetal force required for a small object to move with them. So for two-body gravitational system, there are total 5 Lagrange points denoted as L1, L2, L3, L4 and L5. The Lagrange points L1 lies between Sun and Earth line. The distance of L1 from Earth is approximately 1% of the Earth's Sun distance. So here is another view of the Lagrange point. So now many people will have queries regarding why Lagrange point L1 is used to study Sun and why not L4 and L5. So let's look into the various reasons behind it. So Lagrange point L1 is commonly used for studying the Sun due to its direct line of sight, stable position and suitability for solar observations. So while L4 and L5 have their own scientific and research significance, they are often chosen for different types of studies such as asteroid research and gravitational experiments. So now let's deep dive a little bit on the reason for considering Lagrange point L1 for Sun study. So as I said, first, direct line of sight. So what does that mean? So Lagrange point L1 is located on the line connecting the Earth and the Sun, which means that observatories positioned at L1 have a continuous and unobstructed view of the Sun. This makes it an ideal location for solar observation without interference from the Earth's atmosphere, which can distort and absorb certain wavelengths of light. Second, stable point. L1 is a stable Lagrange point, meaning that objects placed at this point will tend to remain relatively close to it without requiring constant propulsion. This stability is advantageous for the long-term operation of observatories and satellites. Third, solar wind observations. So L1 provides a unique vantage point for observing the solar wind, a continuous stream of charged particles emitted by the Sun. Instruments positioned at L1 can directly measure the properties of the solar wind as it flows outward from the Sun. Lagrange point L4 and L5, they are also interesting locations, but they are typically used for slightly different purposes. The first one is Trojan asteroids. So Lagrange point L4 and L5 are stable points located 60 degrees ahead of and behind the Earth in its orbit around the Sun, respectively. So these points are often occupied by groups of asteroids known as Trojan asteroids. Studying these asteroids can provide insights into the early formation of the solar system. Second is gravitational research. L4 and L5 can also be used for gravitational research and testing, as objects placed at these points experience relatively stable gravitational forces from both the Earth and the Sun. So this is another interesting part of this video to understand the Aditya spacecraft trajectory to L1. So the Aditya L1 mission will be launched by ISRO's PSLV-XL rocket from Satish Dhawan Space Center, Shar, which is situated at Sriharikota, Andhra Pradesh. Initially, the spacecraft will be placed in a low Earth orbit. Subsequently, the orbit will be made more elliptical, and later the spacecraft will be launched towards the Lagrange point L1 by using onboard propulsion. As the spacecraft travels towards L1, it will exit the Earth's gravitational sphere of influence, that is SOI. After exit from SOI, the cruise phase will start, and subsequently the spacecraft will be injected into a large halo orbit around L1. The total travel distance from Earth to L1 halo orbit will be 1.5 million kilometers, which is about 1% of the total distance of Sun from Earth, that is 150 million kilometers. Aditya L1 would take about 4 months to reach L1 halo orbit. Aditya L1 major science objectives is to get deeper understanding of the Sun. Now that includes coronal heating and solar wind acceleration. Now these are two interconnected phenomena related to the behavior of the Sun's outer atmosphere, we call it as corona, and the continuous stream of charged particles, that is solar wind, that it releases into space. Coupling and dynamics of the solar atmosphere. Now this refers to the complex interaction and movements that occurs within the various layers of the Sun's atmosphere. The Sun's atmosphere is composed of several distinct layers, each with its own unique characteristics, temperatures and behaviors. Understanding how these layers interact and how energy and matter are exchanged between them is crucial for unraveling the processes that drives the Sun's behavior and influence space weather. The solar atmosphere is generally divided into several layers. For example, photosphere. Now this is the visible surface of the Sun where most of the sunlight is emitted. Chromosphere. Above the photosphere lies the chromosphere, a layer characterized by its red color during solar eclipse. It is hotter than photosphere and is responsible for features like prominences and specules. Transition region. The region between the chromosphere and the corona is known as the transition region. It experiences a rapid increase in temperature over a small distance. Corona. The corona is the outermost layer of the Sun's atmosphere and is much hotter than the underlying layers, even though it's farther from the Sun's core. It is visible during total solar eclipse and is responsible for phenomena like solar flares and coronal mass ejections. The coupling in this context refers to how these different layers of the solar atmosphere interact and exchange energy and matter. And the dynamics refer to the movements, flows and changes that occurs within these layers. Solar wind distribution and temperature anisotropy. Now this refers to characteristics and phenomena related to the behavior of the solar wind, which is a continuous flow of charged particles, mainly electrons and protons, ejected from the Sun's outer layers into space. Initiation of coronal mass ejection, that is CME, flares and near-Earth space weather. This refers to a sequence of phenomena in the Sun's behavior and their impact on space weather conditions in the space surrounding Earth. Now let's quickly look into Aditya L1 science payloads. The spacecraft is equipped with 7 scientific instruments designed to observe different layers of the Sun, including the photosphere, chromosphere and the outermost layer known as the corona. These instruments employ a combination of electromagnetic and particle sensors to gather data. Positioned at the advantageous location of Lagrange point L1, 4 of these instruments will directly observe the Sun, while the remaining 3 will focus on conducting in situ investigations of particles and magnetic fields at L1. These payloads have been indigenously developed in collaboration with various ISRO centers. So first payload is VELC, stands for Visible Emission Line Coronagraph. It is designed to study solar corona and dynamics of coronal mass ejections. Second payload is SUIT, stands for Solar Ultraviolet Imaging Telescope. It is used to image the solar photosphere and chromosphere in near ultraviolet and to measure the solar irradiance variations in near UV. Third and fourth payloads are SOLAXIS and HEL1OS, stands for Solar Low Energy X-ray Spectrometer and High Energy L1 Orbiting X-ray Spectrometer. They are designed to study the X-ray flares from the sun over a wide X-ray energy range. Fifth and sixth payload are SPEX and PAPA, stands for Aditya Solar Wind Particle Experiment and Plasma Analyzer Package for Aditya payloads. They are designed to study the solar wind and energetic ions as well as their energy distribution. Seventh payload is MAG, Magnetometer Payload. It is capable of measuring interplanetary magnetic fields at the L1 point. It has two sets of magnetic sensors, one at the tip of a 6-meter deployable boom and the other in the middle of the boom, 3 meters away from the spacecraft.